Oh, I'm not supposed to show up till 1 o'clock today. We're not ready for it. Guys, we're ready to start re-roofing my entire roof. Now, I was quoted $14,000 for a professional to come in and redo this entire roof. Now, I don't have $14,000 laying around for a roof, so I'm gonna do it myself. And after countless and hundreds of hours of research, multiple YouTube videos, multiple articles, and multiple code regulation readings, I figured it out, and I'm gonna take you along this journey with me, documenting how much it costs, how much the material costs, and what the process looks like. I'm tired already. Let's get started. So it's day one, and we already have some problems. The materials were delivered way too early. I was planning the first 4 hours to get all the stuff prepped, get the underlayment down, all the drip edges, flashings, but we are where we are and we have to adapt with the situation. All right, so the first application, we have to install our drip edge. This is gonna cause the water to run off our roof and not get seeped in underneath the shingles and damage the roof even more. I spend between $180 and $200 on this drip edge. We'll start with the eaves, the front slope right there, get that perimeter checked out. So we already have our second scheduling issue. The fascia is supposed to come on before the drip edge goes on. Because it's not delivered yet, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a temporary piece of fascia, hold it again so it's spaced out appropriately, and then secure our drip edge to our roof deck. Then after that, when the siding is ready, we'll start just sliding underneath and it'll be a perfect fit. Make these cuts in the flashing where it bends over. Let's see if I can make that happen. Right there, twist it over. Hey, look at that, huh? I'm one of the cool kids now. Shoot, I already bent this thing, crap. It's not as easy as I thought this would be. I'm laying one on top of the other. Roofing nailer is a new one for me. There's a new thing for everybody sometime. Oh, I know why it's shooting like that. Switch to auto mode. I don't know how to switch to basic mode, so I'll be the cool kid mode. Raise the roof, we have to cut into the roof, and then after that we cut off the tree so it's not cutting into the roof, but it's wild. Oh yeah, the tree is actually right there. That's the third one. That's the one that was cutting into the roof, and I'm just glad my neighbor was cool with chopping it down because it's growing through the building. Up next is going to apply the freeze and water layer. Now, this membrane is only required by code in certain regions of the country, like if you have a lot of snow, maybe in the cabins. We're not required it here, but the valleys of every roof are the most fragile or more susceptible to leaking. We're gonna fix that. Fortunately, it comes in a big heavy roll. Unfortunately, it's $100 for a roll like this. We're gonna start nice and high up here. Everything I've learned about roofing so far is that everything has to be layers that trickle down. So everything starts with everything coming up. This will be our foundation before we put the underlayment on. The big ticket here, they wanted to drip over our drip guard here. So we're gonna just fold this over, find our middle. Oh, let's go on the other side. This is just a peel and stick. So we're gonna take this here, and then we just start pulling this away. And the cool thing about this product here is you don't have to, or they're not recommending or suggesting that you need to roll it on. Just tap it in place. As the sun heats it up, it'll start releasing that adhesion and it'll have a great stick to it. All right, one valley down, 3 more to go.
Guys, your rest, my rest is extremely important, especially after this whole roof undertaking. That's why I'm really proud to mention the sponsors of today's video, Sweet Night. At Sweet Night, they are on a mission to make sure that you get the best sleep possible. Their mattresses and sleeping products are designed specifically to target your individual sleeping preferences to ensure a great night's sleep all night long. I got my kids the Prime mattress from Sweet Night. And what's cool about the Prime mattress, it's a full memory foam mattress with patented contour and curve design. It's adjustable and usually has 3 to 4 firmness profiles in one. You can adjust the firmness simply by flipping or rotating the mattress to the profile that best fits the way you sleep. Whether you sleep on your back, your front, your side, or even toss and turn sleeper, contour and curve was created for all sleep positions. So if you're in the market for a new mattress, but you don't know what type of sleeper you are, or what kind of firmness you even like, was it medium, heavy, light, the Prime mattress is perfect for you because you get to adjust between the 4 firmnesses out there, so you can mix and match any way you like it for your particular comfort level. So head to sweetnight.com or click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BUILDIT15% to get 15% off your Sweet Night Prime mattress. Now, let's get back to this roof.
Now the cool thing about us doing this is even though this roof did not have any water damage really, except for cracked boards, and it didn't even have this layer. So by putting this layer on, we're gonna prolong the life of this house. So if you guys remember when I was demoing the garage and replacing all the studs, this entire section was rotted out through. So it seems like it was accumulating here over a long period of time, not to mention not having a footing on this side, sucking the water up. So it's like a vortex effect. Next up, we got the underlayment. This is the stuff that protects your house from all the moisture after, and if water gets underneath your shingles. Now, when it comes to securing the stuff, I keep seeing all these videos of guys using staples that are roofers, and I'm not the one to speak about this. Don't hate me for it, but the manufacturer requires for you to use cap nails, and there's cap nails on the 60-year-old house underlayment. So I'm assuming cap nails is a smarter bet to go, because with staples, the water just penetrates through. Roofers, don't hate me. This is just what I've been seeing. So what's cool with this underlayment is they marked out exactly where all the nails need to go and where to overlap it. So here's a perfect, what looks like a 3-inch overlap. Get them all down the middle. It's about a 12-inch grid. Small holes on the outside. Once you overlap it with the second layer, you hit the big holes. Takes all the guesswork out of it. Man, do I love when a product is dummy proof. They give you the lines, they give you the nails, they give you everything. So with these valleys here and this underlayment, the rule of thumb is you don't want nails within 12 inches on each side of the valley. The underlayment, we're stopping it early, we're marking out where our 12 inches is, and we're just cutting it at an angle here. So therefore we have adequate overlapping. So the nails you're using, they're these specifically, I forgot the name of them, but they're these like ribbed nails. So what happens when they're driven in, they're a lot harder to come out than traditional nails, making sure that if you get hit with some kind of weathering, whatever, this waterproofing underlayment does not come ripping out. Yeah, oh. Dangerous place out here. I will say if staples were an option, this would go so much quicker because it's just bang, 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 unroll, unroll, unroll. There is, I found out, like an automated stapling device for these cap nails, but it's 60 bucks. And then you buy the cartridges and they're like another 40, 50 bucks. And there's not even a lot in the box. So if you're a professional roofer, it makes sense investing in it, but I hope I never have to do another roof ever again. So no, it makes no sense. Until I'm almost done with this entire roof and I was like, man, why didn't I buy it? I'm tired, I'm hot, my back is tight, and I'm lightheaded. All the check boxes. All right, it's been 3 hours. We got one side of the roof done. I think it went a little bit slower just because there's 2 valleys here, but nonetheless, 2 people, 3 hours, one side. It's time for another side. Get stung by a bee right inside where it's like my skin wore off. That's on precision bee. First time stung as an adult. The nice thing after doing this for a long enough period of time, as opposed to today, you know, not like I'm a pro, you finally get comfortable with it where you got a little technique where you go, and it gets a little bit faster. Oh, legs are cramping up. Oh no, I hope I don't fall. You know, I always underestimate all these roofers. It's summer, it's 90, it's, what do you think it is right now?
Oh, it's 104.
It's 104 right now?
In our area, I checked the weather, it's gonna be 100, it's gonna be triple digits the next 3 days.
Oh gosh. You know, it's like this trade-off. You're like, would I rather have it rain or would I rather be scorched than no rain when I'm doing the roof?
Scorched.
Scorched?
100%.
Scorched. Yeah.
And dry.
Scorched and dry.
That's what I always keep thinking. I'm like, well, our climate here is a dry heat, not a muggy, nasty.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right, it's day 2 of applying this underlayment and all the edge guard. We're almost done. We just got to wrap up that piece and then one more eave on the other side and we'd be good. Cooking up a storm. Yesterday I had to leave a little bit early. The heat was getting to us. I'm wearing everything that I can to stay cool. Got my Ariat rebar work heat treated work shirt. It's got the Ventec technology so it breathes through, so I look like a sloppy pig right now, but then it just cools me off. And then the rebar shorts are clutch, except if I get my knees on shingles, that thing does not feel good. And my boots had Ventec technology as well for breathability, but I keep seeing all these roofers using sneakers. So these are my couple of half marathons that I ran in these, and it kind of allows for me to maneuver quicker, especially on this felt. So all great stuff. Check the link in the description below. You'll get a discount code, save some money on workwear. Onward. You know, they don't write safety instructions, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to drive a nail through your finger. Good thing they have rings around them to keep them hard from pulling out. So that's a good thing about roofing nails. So, pulling out actually hurts more than keeping it in there. I'm gonna have to shut down the YouTube channel now. This is,
Workers' comp.
I'm on disability now. I'm so irritated that scheduling to work out. If we had everything already wrapped, they could have just set the shingles right on the ridge and then we could just take our sweet time. Now we got to move them, wrap our top ridge, and then shingle. Hate when things don't line up. Okay, so we got all of our underlayment on, check. We then attached the side drip edge, so that's checked. It's holding the underlayment down. Next thing we do is the starter layer. The starter layer, a lot of old school guys would use just the shingle and flip it over, but they're recommending to use an actual starter strip. And the way the starter strip works is essentially it's a half of a shingle and it has this adhesive side right here. So what you do is you lay it about, they have it between 1/4 to a maximum of 3/4 overhang. Usually guys will do about 1/4. And then they'll nail it down, 4 nails down the middle. And what this will do is that when it's raining and windy, this adhesive part is sticking to the shingle, so it's not lifting up and bringing water under. Now, based off of the climate where I live, it's not code requirement to put it on the edges, only on the eaves, so not the rakes. Mostly because we don't have windstorms coming in and water coming in and pushing it all up. You can go the extra mile, but code doesn't require. So we're gonna start laying them all out, but before, to make sure that we don't have any zippers, meaning a lot of seams from the shingles to the starters lineup, we're gonna take 6 inches off our first one and then run them all the way down. Our starters are in. We gotta now start our pattern. There's a bunch of different patterns online. There's a 4-tab, a 6-tab. There's one's called the 2-cut 5-course. That sounds like an entree. But the basic one I think is the 6-inch staggered. So what they will do is they will have 6 inches that you can either cut off or space out. So we'll go like that. Okay, lay it down there. Next one, another 6er. So this one will be 6. And we'll take our nail gun on this white dotted line. 1 inch away from the side, and then 2 down the middle. Then we're gonna take our shingle, stagger it 6 inches. And then we do another 6. All right, so we have our line started, and now we just continue. I've never been more uncomfortable in my life. There's 2 or 3 basics of installing these shingles that they want you to know. Number 1 is make sure your side joints are nice and tight. They're not staggered or anything like that. You don't want any gaps. Number 2, when you start your pattern, you wanna make sure there's no zippers. Like I said, when you have a seam and then another seam on the next shingle over, not even with a starter. Number 3, your nail position. We're using a 4-nail pattern, so it usually goes 1 off the edge, on the other edge, and then 2 down the middle. Now the last thing you need to know is when you place your nails, you wanna make sure they're not overdriven, because that's gonna have water coming in, and they're not staggered sideways. So the nail head's not butting out sideways. Again, water comes in. So you wanna adjust the pressure and the drive on your nail gun to make sure that happens. Other than that, so far, all the nails will get concealed. We align them with the shingle right below. Nice good butt joint there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and lastly, the reason why your nail position is so important is because when you hit it on this line, what ends up happening is you're not just securing it 1 shingle, you're actually going through 2 shingles. So here's a great example. Here's my lower shingle. Now I'm securing my top shingle, and now the lower one has not 1, but 2 nails inside of it. So that's a good way to understand how this is working, because that's all new to me, folks. I can't help but think right now that there was a time when all of this was done by hand. I'm talking nail and a hammer, from the framing of the building, the sheeting of the building, to laying every dang shingle all by hand. Mind-blowing. Thank God for this. So for the ends, that I'm gonna have to cut off anyway, I'm gonna make sure the small piece on the inside, not the outside, because if there is a gust of wind this way, that'll be far more fragile piece than, say, using a full piece. Planning for the worst case scenario.
All right, guys, happy to report one side of the garage is done. It's roughly around 540 square feet. It took me 4 hours to do. So my lines are perfectly straight. Nothing is swerving. There's no snakes or anything. But I'm getting to the ridge here, nice and straight. And then as you can see, the ridge is veering off. Again, I triple checked that my lines are straight. And the only thing I could tell now is that, again, when this garage was built by the homeowner, he didn't do that great of a job again. All right, guys, huge screw up here. Okay, so I'm in the valley right over here, of course, by the electrical power supply. Remember we said can't have nails within that 12 inches of the valley? Well, look what my dumb face did. Put a nail right over there. So, can't have that. Gotta rip it off, slam the nail into it, put a little weather sealing patch on it, and then put a shingle over it, and try to not make that dumb mistake ever again. So I never showed you guys my setup that I'm using for this. So I'm using my rigid roofing nailer, very cush, works fantastic. And I'm powering it by my little rigid pancake compressor, works perfectly. Now I got extra help today. I got Ben on this side here. Ben's got more experience with roofing, and valleys are stuff that I was really intimidated about. Ben, how long you been roofing for? Years. So the setup we got for Ben here, I'll show you below here. We got to Tate's and we rented an extra gun here. So we have a secondary there. They gave us the hose. And we have a nice big Tate's Rents air compressor, making this a lot easier. Ben did this today in just 4 hours, and I got to do that and finish off that roof in 4 hours. And so an extra set of hands really goes a long way.
All right, so it's day 2 of shingling, and I've picked up on a few things to help improve the process. Number 1, what roofers will do is they'll use the bottom of their gun to touch the bottom of the shingle. There's a little divot, and that helps alignment a lot quicker as opposed to finicking like that. So it's already in your hand, come in, and that helps. Number 2, having a little OSB to cut on so you have more confidence cutting. Number 3, a hook blade really comes in clutch as opposed to like a utility knife. That stuff dulls it out really quick. And lastly, when you are cutting, I found it that cutting it on the back side of the shingle as opposed to the front asphalt side, so much easier as well. So learning little tricks of the trade here. Not bad for 2 days, folks, and not bad at all. So this is the section that's gonna get a little bit difficult because I had Ben run this valley yesterday and we started a new valley here. We gotta get them to line up together, get them overlapping properly, and most importantly, getting a straight line. And I got a feeling we're gonna have a hell of a time doing this right now, but one step at a time, folks, here we go. Okay, so this is a closed valley system. What does that mean? It means that closed cut valley system. Let me make that correct. We ran the shingles this way, overlapping them by 12 inches. Then we run this side of the valley, overlapping them as well, snapping a chalk line, and here's your closed valley. So water comes in here and run down this channel. I gotta do the same thing here. So far, this is working pretty well. Not only did I watch videos of how to roof, but I also watched a bunch of videos of why roofs leak. And in these closed cuts valleys, what they're saying is the shingles that are sticking out like this 90 degree triangle, when water drips down, it can catch here and go under your shingles. So what they're saying is snap that corner off so that water trickles down. All right, we got ourselves a closed cut valley. So this is an incredibly happy moment for me, probably more than shingles, because ever since we tore the roof off, I've been having so much anxiety and maybe 5 dreams already about a spontaneous rain coming through and then just destroying everything in the house. So now that the last ridge cap is on for waterproofing, because I was able to move the shingles out of the way, I can now have a little bit of peace of mind and kind of go at my own pace, because this stuff will at least protect my belongings. Okay, day 4 on the roof. I'm certainly confident I'm gonna get this entire section done. It's gonna be a full section. And then tomorrow we'll start doing the flashing to make sure that we don't create more damage from all the nice expensive stuff. By the way, did I mention how expensive these shingles were? $5 grand I spent for the shingles and the starter strips and the roof caps. $5 grand. I'm never gonna financially recover from this. We're about at the top over here. I got 4 ridge vents I got to put in. They got a nice clear line here. No tar past this little line here. Make sure the fasteners don't penetrate the flange, as it says here. And then lastly, this way's up. And then now, the rest of the flaps go on the sides. Again, don't cross over that line that says no tar. Pretty slick, folks. Probably my first time ever installing one of these. Good thing I got like 5 more to do. Ah, bees, bees. How many freaking bees nests are here? Stop, I know you guys are important to the ecosystem, but so is my roof. If anybody has any ideas of how to get rid of bees without killing them, because I know they're very important to the ecosystem, please let me know, because I write them in the comment section. I don't want to kill them, but I want to get rid of them. That's where I'm at. The last piece, folks. 3,000 square feet, the last freaking piece. I'm done. I'm so done. All right, last thing that's left to cap off this roof is the ridge cap. Here's how it comes. Perforated edge. Break that sucker in the back. We're gonna start them on this side. Recently somebody got me on these hook blades, just changeable blades for utility knife. And for these shingles, absolutely cuts like butter. First one, freaking hot shingle. So because we can't put nails in our valley, I think instead of the starter strip, because there's already adhesive here, we're gonna shove the first one under so water can trickle down. We'll leave this tar paper exposed. Okay, so I think I screwed up on something. Typically, ridge caps you put on, the pattern, or which way they're stacked, depends on which way most of the winds typically flow through that area. But whenever it meets a valley, like these two ridges here, I need to consider water flowing down. So if water is coming down from shingle to shingle to shingle, some of it might get under this shingle, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do here is reverse my direction coming from that way, and then tuck it under. I think that's the smarter way to go. Water drips down, no zippers, no channels that it's falling into that are doubled. Comes in, drops below, goes over my ridge cap, drops down, follows water all the way through, and no water damage, I think. So with this last piece here, we got a reverse starter strip there, and to install the shingle, because you can't hide your nails anymore, there's a couple of methods roofers do. One method, and that's the method I'm gonna go with, is when you just put nails on top and then you just put silicone or whatever the roofing, asphalt, plastic adhesive they use, the roofing adhesive. Another option guys will use is they'll put a bunch of silicone in here and like cake it on and just like press it in. So that's another option. That's kind of like a debated thing. I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is do something just more traditional. So I'll just do, and then we'll get the adhesive cover on there to protect it from all the weather, and we should be good. It's finished. It's all finished. All right, let's talk about the budget for this project. Originally, I was quoted $14,000 for them to do this roof. So with my materials, the underlayment was $300. The freeze barrier was $100. All the drip edge was $200. For all the nails, it was $90. And the shingles, the starter strips, and the caps for the ridges, it was $4,000, making this grand total possible for $4,690. After 2 weeks between demoing the rooftop, getting up weatherproof, repaired boards, to the underlayment, to the freeze barrier, to 3,000 square feet of shingles, it's all finally done. This has been the most intimidating project of my entire life, and I've lost sleep over it. I've had so much anxiety about it. Not to mention the hot weather doesn't help. But then you look back at it and you're so damn proud of yourself, you know? Like, I'm really, truly proud of myself that I got this accomplished in 2 weeks. And I got a brand new roof on a 60-year-old house. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you're brand new to the channel, check out the video series of this abandoned house remodel that we're undertaking. If you like this tape, we'll see you all in the next one. See ya, bye.